If we can't get Apprentice Trump, can we at least get like Home Alone 2 Trump? Can he at least like show her the lobby and out the door?
Okay, that was a little bit of a tortured movie metaphor, but not bad. I like it. Anyway, the her there is Kristi Noem, who a lot of Democrats think needs to be fired from her position because she was never qualified for it in the first place. She's done a terrible job. She's wasted her money on cosplay, and she's also caused some Americans to be gunned down in the streets because she's so desperate to produce viral clips. That's a lot of reasons to be fired. It turns out there's actually more. Now, it doesn't look at this point like Donald Trump is going to make her resign or fire her. The only thing that would probably result in that is if there was like a long series of bad news cycles because of her. And it turns out we actually have had a few, and we're in the middle of one right now because there's this new expose on Noem's alleged affair with Corey Lewandowski, as well as her weird feud that she has with Tom Homan, and a variety of other ways that she's mismanaging the DHS. And so none of this looks good for her or for Trump. So with that said, let's jump into it and talk as much about it as we can. So first, we're going to talk about the infidelity, which one would think Trump wouldn't take too seriously, considering that he's cheated on every woman he's ever been with. But we'll see, him having a different expectation and standard for women than he does for himself also seems like the most natural thing in the world for Trump. So Lewandowski had initially wanted to formally serve as Kristi Noem's chief of staff, but Trump rejected the idea due to the reports of a romantic relationship between the two, which he has continued to bring up. This is apparently something that Trump has been thinking about and talking about, and it probably doesn't help when photos like this come out and just bring it back up. Oh, that's cute. He's doing the horns, which I don't like. Isn't that like the sign of the cuckold or whatever? I feel like don't invoke that when you're potentially having an affair with her. But anyway, he didn't get the job. He wasn't made chief of staff, but he did become a special government employee. And that's a position that he apparently also is abusing. Per the Journal's report, the White House counsel's office opened an inquiry into Lewandowski's potential abuse of his position last year, and officials say his involvement in awarding government contracts while still being employed in the private sector. He's allegedly urged officials to move away from continuing long-term contracts with companies and instead move them to new ones. And we have previously reported on some of these where it really seems like they're taking a bunch of money to throw into like filming Noem ads and other things like that. Then they cut a check for the exact dollar amount that is $1 less than would trigger a competitive bidding process, and they just give it to people that they're connected to. So it's not only the infidelity, it's also economic corruption as well. So that doesn't look good. It isn't just that they're having an affair. Him being there is actually bad for the government. It's bad for DHS. But she also has this weird rivalry with Tom Homan. So apparently, since taking office, the secretary has closely monitored how her national profile compared with other administration officials, and the top of that list was Homan. Noem routinely berated staff if she saw Homan on TV and kept track of both their appearances to make sure she was on TV more than him. Or on at least one occasion, she asked aides to ensure that she drew a bigger crowd at a conference than Homan, who was speaking on a different day. So look, this feels like Nancy Mace stuff. These people are so obsessed with being on the news, not obsessed with like having a good reputation as a result of doing their job well, just being in front of a camera. Every one of them, okay, not just the Nancy Mace and Homan apparently, who wants to be on the news too, but Pete Hegseth having his little makeup room put into the Pentagon and everything. These people are obsessed with media. Now we have more and it'll get a little bit darker, but first, Brett, what do you make of this?
They're obsessed with media while pretending they hate it.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is like, I hate you, you fake news. I'm acting like I don't need you when I absolutely do need you. And then like, this is a huge affront to the incel community. Like the amount of sex these people are having with each other while their core constituency is feverishly, I don't know if they can allow themselves to masturbate or if they have to like, face max, looks max themselves into oblivion, but whatever it is, they're not doing it. And meanwhile, Corey Lewandowski's diddling Noem, no fair. But this is the thing I definitely like, this is the thing I believe the most, is that they're all wildly insecure people that try to fill that sad hole in their lifeless heart with bright lights and a camera. How do I know? Obviously I know, that's what I do. John?
Sorry, you lost me a little bit at diddling and filling the hole. I don't like it. I don't like the sexual stuff going on here. I'm just gonna briefly get us back into the territory of the serious, and then we'll have one more joke before we move on. So them doing the feuding and the corruption, that's bad, and she should lose her job as a result of that. But there is also a case to be made that lives were lost as a result of her weird need for Donald Trump to like her and for her to seem like she's like she's cool or something. So apparently for months, Noem and Lewandowski have demanded that ICE capture its arrests on video for social media. The more dramatic, the better. But more than a week after Alex Pretty's shooting, Noem and Lewandowski berated Todd Lyons for videos that emerged in Minnesota showing federal officers continuing to tangle with protesters. The president hated this stream of videos, they told Lyons, whom they pinned the blame on. They demanded that he draw up a new plan for ICE to carry out targeted enforcement, an approach Lyons had been advocating all along. And nobody's surprised by this. These videos have been coming out from the very beginning. All the annoying stuff with the music over it and the memes and everything. They think it's cool to have ICE abusing people, swearing at people, beating people. They were telling them to do more of it. And so do we know for sure whether like Pretty or Good would still be alive? If not, we can't say for sure. We don't know for sure. But we do know they were being encouraged to do it. And I do know that the guy who shot Alex Pretty, or this is actually Renee Good, was filming as he did it. And so maybe these things wouldn't have happened if Kristi Noem hadn't been urging them to have cool, exciting footage be captured. And finally, Brett, I'll end with this for you. This is from Lori on Twitter, who says, I don't like this, by the way. It's Kristi Noem's life. Mary F.
The
Gill.
puppy.
Oh,
Can't believe you're encouraging that behavior from Kristi Noem.
That's no life. That's no life to lead.
If you enjoyed that, make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming an actual member. But you're probably wondering, why the hell would I do that, John? First off, calm down. The stakes in this are very, very low. But also, when you click the join button and you become a member, you get access to bonus content that I make every week, and it's a ton of fun. You get access to tons of custom emojis and more besides that. By the way, if you join at tier 3, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself and other awesome people, and we always have a great time. By the way, you'll get all that going forward, but you also unlock years of the back catalog. That is literally 100 or more bonus clips, top 10 lists, debates, and more. What are you waiting for? Click the join button below. Your support powers our show, and we couldn't do it without you. Or at the very least, I wouldn't really want to try. Viewers like you keep me here. So thank you in advance for joining.